Dress better and keep up with the latest trends. On Fashion Watch tonight, we're asking you, do you know anyone who desperately needs a makeover? Do you know anyone you believe could dress better, look better, and is willing to get professional help to achieve that? It could be someone you know, or you could nominate yourself too by sending us a tweet pic with the hashtag Fashion Watch. Tell us what you currently hate about the way the person you're nominating dresses. Fashion Watcher panel tonight. Let me introduce them to you. He is a renowned TV personality and a celebrated thespian who actually once auditioned me at the Phoenix Players when I was a wide-eyed teenager. Ian, I bet you don't remember that. Ian Bugoyo with us in studio. By the way, you picked me, but I didn't come back. Also with us is award-winning fashion journalist who is actually a lawyer, as I found out in recent weeks while cyber-stalking her on Facebook. And this is Carol Oderon. Carol, you'll be talking to us about law and fashion, how that came about. Also with us, he's an MC, image consultant, and motivational speaker, Robert Burale. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us, Robert. And the lovely celebrity fashion stylist and founder of Fashion Store Republic, Annabelle Onyango.
Thanks. Okay,
so let's look at what was happening this weekend. We're starting with the fact that President Uhuru Kenyatta was in Uganda last week, and this is a photo taken there, and here we'll be focusing on the two first ladies. That's Margaret Kenyatta and Janet Museveni. And let's start with Margaret Kenyatta. Carol, she seems to be loving the African look. Is that a dira she's wearing? She has been doing the African print a lot lately at state functions, and I want to get your thoughts on this particular look.
Well, I think that the First Lady is very versatile with her look, first of all. She can wear kaftans, she can wear knee-length dresses, cut suits. She plays around with anything, and she's very open to fashion, which is good. I actually like this outfit she's wearing. I just wish she didn't have the wrap around her head. I'm sure it completes the look and everything, but something about that, again, covering her hair. Me and covering her hair, it's just a thing for me. It bugs me. I wish she didn't, because I think she looks more beautiful when she shows off her hair. I think if she wants to find more interesting ways to dress it, then she should look for a more interesting way to do the head wrap, because there are more creative ways she can wear it. Otherwise, for a state function, it works. It's definitely different. It's very much a mother of the nation kind of look, and that's clearly what she's going for.
Okay. And Annabelle, this look for Margaret Kenyatta, what do you think?
I love this look on her. I really like the way that it's African, but it's not African print, it's an African silhouette. Our First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, she's really fair-skinned. So this emerald green really sets off her skin tone, looks really great as a contrast on her. I actually really like her head wrap. I actually think it makes her look younger when she covers up all that salt, to be honest. I think she looks great. I will say, however, that I don't know why the First Ladies pick these really dowdy shoes, these matronly sort of clunky closed shoes. Is there a rule that First Ladies can't show their pedicure? You know, that's the only thing I will say. Even Mrs. Museveni, like, I feel like her skirt is neither, it's not long enough, I would say it's not short enough, it's in that awkward length, and then you can see again her dowdy shoe. It's so matronly. So I would say these ladies really need to pick better footwear.
Yeah, okay. And on the hair, Carol, sorry gentlemen, I'll talk to you shortly. On the hair, again, Margaret Kenyatta and Janet Museveni both rocking the African look, and that's what I think Margaret Kenyatta is well known for, the fact that she doesn't even dye her hair, and the same applies to Janet Museveni, who has a touch of grey, very elegant right at the front. So for you, this, and for ladies who want to embrace the natural hair look, and the ones who are starting to grey, is this the way forward? Should you embrace your greys? Because sometimes the dyeing is done a bit untidily, and you can almost tell that this is not a natural black.
Well, I think what's interesting actually is that the latest trend in terms of hair color is a silver gray color. Even people who are young, they pretty much shave off part of their head and then they dye the hair that color. It's a very, very trendy, on-trend look right now. I don't think that there's anything to be afraid of when you start turning gray, especially if you do that when you're young. Just embrace it and find ways to wear your hair that bring that out as opposed to cover it up. Yeah.
Ian.
Janet does dye her hair and just leaves.
That's that dark.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she can't. Yes, she does.
Cute, no?
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
it is
yes,
really
like
cute.
yes, it is.
And Ian, on the suits, particularly that on...
Uhuru's very nice.
Okay.
Museveni's is a bit... it's okay for a man of his age. But it's okay. You can see the trousers are long, the jacket is too big.
Yeah.
But that's Museveni.
Okay, let's move on to the next image and get Robert's thoughts. Again, these are the two First Ladies, and here First Lady Margaret Kenyatta going for a more corporate look, and she's again with Janet Museveni, First Lady Uganda. Let me get your thoughts on this, Robert. Is this First Lady-ish?
It actually is. This is a very executive look, and I don't know the function they were going for, but I think they were absolutely dressed for the function, because the suit gives a very serious look to it, as opposed to maybe any other, the long dress kind of thing. Okay. This must have been maybe a signing ceremony, I don't know, but something very, very serious. And Annabelle said about the shoes, one thing I know for a fact is that they wear such shoes because when you're in the diplomatic circles and you're in for this visit, there's a lot of walking. You don't know, you're saying hi to this person and hi to this person. So the footwear...
But you can wear cute shoes that aren't high. They don't have to be black and completely unattractive.
They're not bad, actually, because they
not, but the other ones, the ones she's wearing now.
Because I know they walk around a lot.
Yeah.
There might be an impromptu thing that, please, these people want to say hi to you, and then you really need to try to be very comfortable, because when you frown, there's a cheeky photographer who will take that photo, and it will be the headlines, the front page. Yeah. So that's. But the look is absolutely fantastic. The colors. Grey is a trusted color, blue is a peaceful color. Okay. So that is the message they're trying to pass across.
Annabelle, your thoughts on the on Janet Museveni's suit and the fact that she has accessorized it with the pearls. I think those are pearls, and just how to accessorize when you have a jacket, for instance, that already has detail on it. Is it necessary? Is it safer to go without it?
Yeah, you see the First Lady of Tanzania here, Mrs. Museveni, in a skirt suits are classic. You've seen presidential wives wearing this for eons. This is just their uniform. So I think it's very challenging for their stylists to find different ways of interpreting this particular skirt suit. I like the blue color. I like the piping. I think that adds sort of a different sort of fashion element to it. I would say because she's quite she's a broad lady and she's tall. She's big and tall. So I would say the proportions here make her look even bigger and taller. If it was me, because her skirt is a little longer, I would make her sleeve shorter so that there's more skin on show. Not obviously in an inappropriate way, but just to balance the outfit so she doesn't look covered up and heavy from head to toe. Again, the pearls, very classic. There's not much these women can do with these skirt suits, but here you see they're trying.
And no handbags, no big bags.
That's because they have excellent. But also the thing about Janet Museveni's look is that she tends to be very, very conservative and very traditional, and her look always reflects that, because she's not just a first lady, she's also a politician. So she's powerful and she's Amazonian, not just in terms of her stature politically, but even physically. So getting clothes for her to wear would have to be something that speaks to the power, speaks to her as a mother, then speaks to her as a politician. And I also find she can't really do well with heels because she's like 6'5". The heels would probably do damage at this point, and she's already physically intimidating. So I think she just figured there's one thing she needed to tone down, and she picked the shoes.
Okay. All right, well said. And let's proceed. And we're doing a lot of... Okay, so this was taken earlier today, and this is Evangelist Teresia Wairimu. And she was paid a visit at her church by President Uhuru Kenyatta. And again here we're seeing the African print and fabric. Robert, let me get your thoughts on this look.
Evangelist Teresia Wairimu looks absolutely fantastic. She has not overdressed because she understands her position in society. So I agree with the colors. And I love the fact that the president has realized he's in someone else's territory, and the body language of humility. But the evangelist, I like what she's done with her hair, not too over the top. So yes, I give her kudos.
Okay, Carol, and the headdress again, because you're not into that. How she's done hers, is that better or is that just...
Well, I actually I love it. It's not that I have a problem with headdress, I think it's finding somewhere between what the First Lady's is and what Manduli's is. Just something interesting to look at, not necessarily just wrapping your head like it's a stocking. something more versatile. I love her look for one reason. A lot of older women never really realize that they can be more flamboyant with their look and that you actually have the maturity to carry it off. You can even see she's wearing more jewelry. If a younger woman tried this, she would look overdressed and she would look like she's trying to play grown-up. Yeah.
Okay, and let's proceed to what else was happening. So this was taken earlier in the weekend. A lot of you reacted on social media. Why? I don't know. Kenyans, you need to start embracing new looks and versatility. But then again, a lot of you had a lot to say about this particular look. This is Sauti Sol with Yemi Alade during a Coke studio recording. And I don't know what to call these. Are they waterfall sweaters? Are they? Anyway, let me start with Annabelle. Some of you call them bed sheets. Some of you call them blankets. Some of you call. But it actually, for me, is quite pleasant. I love this look, but I don't know about you. What do you think? Hashtag is Fashion Watch. Let me ask you, Annabelle, what is this look about?
Did you style it? Annabelle, did you style it?
That's the question.
I would never put myself in a position where I'm disowning my people. But I did not style Sauti Sol on this particular event. This was for Coke Studio Africa. It was shot last week with Yemi Alade. Apparently it was an amazing collaboration. The chemistry between them was really one to watch, and I'm sure the audience will be keen to see how that went. But I would say that the reason this picture has probably blown up on Twitter is because Kenyans are really offended by people who do things that are different outside of the box. I think Kenyans always want to see something that's predictable, and I think when you give them something that they don't expect, they react in a negative way. This is Sauti Sol, styled by Munga, actually, is the designer, and he created this look bespoke for Coke Studio. And that's Yemi Alade in Mafikizolo Nanla. That's her line from South Africa. Okay. And I think this is an editorial presentation by artists. I mean, it's very subjective, it's cool, it's different, it's outside of the box, it's international, and haters are going to hate all the time. So let them hate.
And when they do watch them performing and dressed like this, they will understand.
Yeah, I mean, this is a still. It doesn't show. You were there, Ian, so you saw the stage performance.
Yes, and when you're looking at them perform, you don't start thinking about how they're dressed. It's just how it worked out really, really well.
Okay.
And I know people were talking about the way Bien is standing and the way he wore it. He didn't wear it here properly. He looks like a Maasai. I'm surprised he didn't have his leg up like that. Yes. But when they watch them performing, they will understand.
Yes.
And Robert, please. By all means.
I don't agree with Annabelle or Ian at all.
Okay.
I think you're trying to be politically correct. These are my personal friends.
Were you there when they were, did you see them performing?
But we're not judging their performance. We are judging the photo.
Okay.
These are my very good friends, and they look better in the suits and the double-breast things they do.
Of course you would say that, Bob.
No, it's all right. No, honestly, what I'm saying is they can do better. Yes, sometimes Kenyans don't like people who push the envelope.
Yes.
You want to think outside the box, but don't go too far away from the box. Just be in the confines of... Don't try too hard. I mean, have you seen Bien with his nice white double-breasted suit? Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. Now they have gone so far out, and I'll meet him. I'll meet them. I'll tell them the same thing. So
Bien's look, because this is the look that everybody had a problem with. I don't think I had anybody talk about anything apart from that look on Bien. Carol, how ideally do you think that whatever he has on...
What is it called, Annabelle?
Well, actually, this is a creation that actually started with Munga and I. We created this sort of, like you said, it was a sweater. It's a long waterfall sweater. And it's a look that's been sort of carried on and on and on. Okay. And Bien is a tall man with broad shoulders, so it works on him. Again, like you said, Ian, when people see the performance, they'll understand how these outfits work.
Well, can I just skip the whole Sauti Sol conversation and go straight to what she's wearing? For me, what I see this represents is an opportunity for the Kenyan textile industry. Because a lot of designers complain that they don't have fabric to work with, it's not interesting, it's not fresh, it's not innovative. This is something you can do. There's actually a designer in Nigeria who even does this. I think she's called Ituen Basi, and she did this in 2012 for a runway in Joburg. So there are a lot of things that people can actually
That's actually newspaper print.
Yes, it's newspaper print. And what's even more interesting for me, because print is my first love, clearly, is that a lot of people have always thought print is redundant and there is no way to refresh it. And there is an attitude about fashion that's also sometimes growing still. So this can be taken as a metaphor, that you can actually expand your thinking. You can find a way to make something that is old new, make it relevant, and then make it fashion forward. Yeah.
Okay, well said. Who else was there? This was the Jumwea Awards. Up next, this went down at the Boma Hotel. This is DJ Sadiq, and he went with pink. This is rare. Does it look nice, Robert?
I think it does, because he went with the white as well. And the one thing I appreciate about this gentleman is that he is very intentional in his look. And that's why even I see many people in dreadlocks, and they usually leave them very carelessly. He's always very neat with his dreadlocks, and I think white and pink go very well. And I think he's done absolutely fantastic.
Annabelle, the pink tux.
Yeah, I completely disagree, and you would think that I would be for this look, but I think when I think
I'm saying you're completely agreeing with me.
I completely disagree with you, Bob. I think when men opt to wear pink, which real men do wear pink, but I think when you wear pink as a man, there's a certain shade of pink that you have to adhere to, and that's sort of a more subtle sort of blush pink, and I think this is more this is fuchsia.
Yeah.
Fuchsia is like Barbie doll pink, and I think that
I have a shirt like that.
I think that bubblegum pink actually is inappropriate for a man.
And Annabelle, I could listen to Annabelle forever. Just her choice of words. Carol, the fuchsia.
I mean, I'm all for being interesting, especially since this was the Kenya Glamour Awards. It's a fashion event, so of course you can push the envelope. But I'm not feeling the pink. I still think there's a way to express yourself in terms of fashion by not being, well, Barbie doll in something. And her look is, I don't know why she wore the half denim. It doesn't make sense for her to wear it on a red carpet. She should have taken it off. It's not streetwear, it's a red carpet. You need to polish your look and make it look elegant.
And Ian.
Well, if you ask me which of the two is better dressed, the guy is.
Yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts? The hashtag is Fashion Watch. Please proceed to the next image, and here we go. So this is the red carpet again, and so we have a gown there and something that's not a gown. I mean, it's not. It's well. So, Carol, red carpet-wise, which is a more appropriate look? And I think it would be obvious to say the gown, but then again, I could be wrong.
Well, again, it's a fashion event. A fashion event has different rules when it comes to the red carpet. But I would, it's the lighting. But I would go with the one on my right, with the slit. I think that's more appropriate for a fashion event. What the ladies didn't do, they didn't clean up their look. You have to do your hair, you have to do your makeup, you have to make sure that it looks good. It's the details that usually count on a red carpet.
Annabelle, your thoughts? Is this untidy or is it?
I wouldn't call it untidy, but again, I would say, we've talked about this before in the show, that event organizers really need to be explicit about how they want their invitees to dress. And, you know, put it on the website, put it on the invitation card, email people, make it clear so there's not this sort of confusion on the red carpet. Some people are wearing shorts or rompers, other people are wearing sort of Cinderella gowns. I mean, obviously the lady in the gown, you know, she is appropriately dressed for a red carpet event. I don't think you should underdress for a red carpet. I think when you overdress, that's probably better than underdressing.
Okay, and Robert, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the lady, not the lady, the other lady, is it shorts or something?
I think it's...
I think it's a romper. I think it's a play suit.
Okay,
one piece.
It's totally out of place. I think Kenyans should respect the functions. It's a black tie function. But Kenyans have this thing, it's an event, so let's go.
Yeah.
And even the shoes, and it just, she looks like maybe she was next door and electricity disappeared and she was told there's another function that was a red carpet and she was in another high school end year party. So let's just be honest, you need to be more organized to be taken seriously at the function.
Taken seriously by who? Anyway, let's proceed and see what else was happening there. So this is, an interesting looking suit. At the same function, actually. Let me start with you, Ian.
What is that? It looks like...
like a two-piece blazer?
Yes, and he was just dipped in something and not quite all the way. That's, I don't know, it's very confusing to the eye. It is not eye-catchy at all. Poor lady, she looks so lovely. And, and oh gosh, maybe they were together, I'm sorry, but no, that's definitely a no-no.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe this is what we mean when we say that you guys should send in pictures of people who desperately need a makeover.
This one does, definitely.
Because a lot of you don't quite get it, and that's why this show is on air. The hashtag is Fashion Watch.
Sorry.
Well, the hashtag is Fashion Watch. Send us your tweet pics. Do you know anybody that needs a makeover? Please let us know, and we will do that for them. We'll do them the honors of dressing well, and we will bring them right here for the before and after reveal. Carol, talk to us about that suit. Is it a denim suit? Is it linen? And what's going on with that suit? There are people who might actually really love that look on this guy.
Well, I think if it would have fit better, but not for this event, maybe it would have worked, because he was trying to be creative. It's just, again, it's a red carpet event, it's black tie. There are rules, honestly. It's not like you can just walk out and throw anything on. You really have to consider what you're wearing for the event that you're going to. Because you can see his companion, I don't know if she is his companion, is definitely dressed for the part. So there is a formality to it. And again, there is a tradition to it that you have to observe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Robert, you're all about suits. And you know our West African brothers aren't shy about wearing suits like this, by the way. But maybe the way he's, I don't know, maybe the shirt, maybe the fit, I don't know. How can we save this look on this guy? Because this is his suit, and I'm sure he likes it.
Even me who looks good in suits, I'll look totally out of place in that suit. I would advise.
If the whole
even if it was
like
fitting.
that,
I think if it's
I would
made, it would
advise.
have actually
this top
Even
part,
if it was fitting, suits, you're safe going with just one color. If it's a broken suit, let the coat be one color and the trousers are absolutely other color. But this, you'd think maybe the design, the top part was being made in Thailand, then airport took it to France, and then they finished the bottom part. Because what I'm saying is, for men in a suit, it is usually safe to go one color, then you play with the shirt that you gotta go pink, yellow, red. Another thing, I think is that a bangle or what is that in his hands?
I think
Probably
that's the tag for the
okay.
invite, yeah.
If it's an event thing, that's fine. If it was a bangle, then when you're a man in a suit, don't try to have too many things in your hands. Just a nice watch would do. But always go, it's safer to go for one color. Even if it was fitting, people would not like that.
Annabelle, you interjected.
Yeah, I mean, this actually, two-tone suit was a trend in 2014 menswear internationally.
Okay.
The two-tone suit, it did make it was there, and it really has to be done by sort of couture tailors who really know what they're doing, master tailors. When they're done like this is, it's such an epic fail, and it, like Bob said, I mean, men's suits and tuxedos are classic for a reason, because they work. So when you try too hard and you do too much, this is the result.
Okay, and our last image of the day is this. I think this guy is a footballer. I don't know, but he looks familiar. And yeah, I think he is. So
what's with the paper bag?
Yeah. I have a problem.
Number one.
I think he might have gotten a word. I don't know.
In a paper
bag?
like that? Gee. No, it's all wrong.
What is wrong with this, Ian?
Sorry, everything. That's a riding jacket. Looks like a biker's jacket. Yes.
And this is, again, the red carpet. Carol.
You know, there is a point where I hesitate to critique the red carpet, because the red carpet, it's not for everyone. Ideally, the red carpet is for celebrities, and these celebrities have a posse. There is a hairstylist, there is makeup, there is there's a whole village that makes you look good on the red carpet. So by the time we're critiquing you, you really have deserved it, because you really worked on it and you brought something to the table that nobody else seems to have access to. So I think for the red carpet, we kind of need to take it slower on the Kenyans. They still don't get it.
Yeah.
There's a lot that they still don't get.
Yeah.
And first of all, it's the dress code, and it's the invitation cards, and then again, there is the whole concept of understanding how the red carpet industry actually works. There is the concept of understanding couture. So you don't just show up for an event because you've been invited into the red carpet. You have to think about it. Don't just go because you can access it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Must you?
But then also for the organizers, Robert, and you do a lot of events, I think they're partly to blame, because even the people that you invite, number one, number two, do you specify what you want people to wear? Tell us about that. I mean, are the event organizers failing?
The problem now that everybody is an event organizer.
And the problem is every event is a red carpet
Yeah,
event.
so the thing is, there are few, the Christopher Curios, those are the real event organizers, so whereby they specify everything. But if it's a footballer, I don't have a problem with that look. But for the kawaida man, 2-3 things that a man should never have.
Wait, why
Whatever you
can't
do.
a footballer dress better than this?
No. I mean, these guys are in training Monday to Saturday.
Oh, please. So he's got to come in.
No, I'm just saying, I'll excuse him if he's a footballer, but
No
this
excuse.
epic
No, I
fail.
think a footballer, just to
Absolutely
interject,
no
will find
excuse.
that very offensive.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
no, what I mean, there's nothing, it's not dressed badly. The problem I have is the paper bag, which you picked out the first time. So a man, wherever you're going, avoid paper bags. I don't like seeing a man in an umbrella or the man who put a newspaper here and they walk in town. It just kills everything.
Do you know this guy?
I don't know this guy. I've never seen him.
So how can you defend
I'm
his
assuming
look in any...
Defended him like he's your twin.
I just have a problem. If I see a man in a paper bag, umbrella, I don't care how much it's raining,
Yeah.
or a newspaper in the mid jacket pocket, there's a problem.
Okay, so Annabelle, finally, you have a red carpet event, you know, maybe to launch your store. Are you going to be selective about your guest list? Are you just going to open it up to, you know, just random everybody show up, you know, post it on Facebook and say, come on, come all? Is this the way forward? Should we be a bit more specific about who's in the guest list? What will save the red carpet in Kenya?
I mean, I think dress codes are key. I think reinforcing sort of a formal dress code for events. If it's a formal event, there should be a formal dress code. And I also feel like this takes away from the fashion industry. Like, we're a fashion show, so we really should be promoting fashion brands and fashion professionals. And I feel like these people are supposed to be participating in the red carpet.
Yeah.
That footballer in that red, whatever he was, that atrocity that he was wearing with the, like, what is that? He should be wearing a menswear designer, a Kenyan one, and stand proudly on the red carpet and say, I am wearing such and such brand, and bring attention to not only how great he looks, but to the industry that has created that amazing look. Whether it's makeup, hair, shoes, whatever it is. So I feel like all those different industries, fashion, entertainment, events, they all need to sort of come together and organize themselves, because right now it's a shambles.
Yeah, and maybe that's why we should defend Sauti Soul's look, because at least they're embracing, they're endorsing.
Yes,
Really? At least they're trying. You know, at least
you.
they're trying. So let's take your tweets now, and remember the hashtag is Fashion Watch. Please continue talking to us. I'm a big fan of Sauti Soul, but that dressing style, a big no. So this, okay. Jana Nijani, Fashion Watch, the tour guide looks like he was in a traditional event. The rest look okay. By that I believe you mean Sauti Soul. Good Life Soldier, it's unique and okay. At least they ain't shabby. Okay. Miss Salvatore, Vien's outfit is laughable. Laugh out loud. To be honest, I prefer them in their favorite outfit, shirtless. Ooh. Frederick Okango, our first lady, always has this fashionable and respectable appearance. And Kawira, she looked good. I'm guessing she did not want to upstage the hostess, and that is a classy move. I believe you mean the first lady. Okay. So, again, we're inviting you to send in your tweet pics. Clearly, the need for a makeover is serious from some of the images we've seen tonight.
That's the guy in the jacket.
That's all the time we had. Use the hashtag FashionWatch, and we will be talking to you on Twitter. Thanks for watching. Good night.